Star, I feel like you've been very confused about our show. I feel so bad.
I feel so socially accepted.
I feel awful.
I feel like someone set me on fire.
I feel like a fat princess.
I feel like one of the Kennedys.
I feel like such a bastard.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. As you've probably heard, legendary actor and comedian Gene Wilder died Sunday from complications from Alzheimer's disease at the age of 83. Well, here's something you may not know. Amid the outpouring of grief over his death on Sunday, one location stayed oddly quiet, the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles, where there is no star bearing the name of the late actor. That is a tragedy, but it's not because he didn't deserve one. Anna Martinez, Vice President of Media Relations for the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, which oversees the landmark, says she wishes he had one, but no one has ever submitted the paperwork. Martinez added, somebody mentioned a possible nomination a few years ago, but Gene didn't seem interested in it at all. Stars can be nominated posthumously, though only after a 5-year waiting period. Anyone can nominate a star, be it a fan club or co-worker, as long as they have $30,000 on hand, which goes to pay for the maintenance of the plaque and production cost of the ceremony. There are other big names who have so far shied away from getting their stars, including Julia Roberts, Clint Eastwood, and Bruce Springsteen. John Lennon's killer will remain behind bars after being denied parole for the 9th time. You think this loser would get the hint? The New York State Board of Parole on Monday announced that it had again denied parole to Mark David Chapman, who on December 8, 1980, shot and killed the former Beatle outside his Manhattan apartment. The 61-year-old Chapman pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and is serving a sentence of 20 years to life in Western New York. Chapman was last denied parole in 2014 and will be eligible again in 2018. People are throwing tons of shade on Mylan, the drug company, for price gouging. Well, they're now planning to release a generic version of the EpiPen for half the price of the original one. But it still costs $300, which is a whole lot more than what they were selling it for a few years ago.
By now, you've heard about the firestorm of controversy surrounding exorbitant price hikes for the EpiPen, a potentially life-saving medical device many people depend on. While most people assume the Epi in EpiPen is an abbreviation of epinephrine, in reality, EPI stands for excessive professional income, particularly when it comes to company CEO Heather Bresch. Of course, in Heather's case, it could also stand for extremely poor intentions, or maybe it should mean embarrassing public idiot. Either way, the next time you have to cough up $600 for an EpiPen that cost the company $20, imagine the exact place on Heather Bresch's anatomy that you'd like to stick it.
Some Irish dude broke a world record by building a Batman suit with 23 movable parts. I'm wondering how on earth he had the time to construct such an intricate superhero costume when he's clearly having constant sex with tons of gorgeous women. The show Pretty Little Liars will end after its 7th season. The show just couldn't compete with that other show, Ugly Old Liars of the presidential campaign. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton has a plan to improve America's health care. Objective 1, beat Donald Trump. New numbers say Satan worship is up in the United States. If you don't believe me, just go to a Trump rally someday. Shaquille O'Neal was on Running Wild with Bear Grylls the other night. I love the part where some big lumbering animal started rooting through the garbage outside their tent looking for food. Turns out it was Shaq. The University of Wisconsin-Madison has been named America's top party school. Their school mascot is a coaster. Brigham Young University has been named America's #1 stone cold sober school for the 19th consecutive year. Maybe that's because nobody else is trying. Photos have surfaced of teen mom Farrah Abraham dressed as Wonder Woman. She even has a golden lasso, except instead of making you tell the truth, it ropes you in and gives you chlamydia. Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff is facing impeachment. Her biggest crime? Letting Ryan Lochte get away. Time for Nobody Gives a F***. Apple will unveil the iPhone 7 on September 7th. And on September 8th, Apple will activate the software that makes all iPhone 6 phones mysteriously stop working. Hey, Apple, nobody gives a f***. 6 scientists just completed a year of living in a dome designed to simulate life on Mars. And despite being completely cut off from society for 12 months, as you'd probably expect, even they're sick of Ryan Lochte. Hey, frat boy, nobody gives a f***. And India's tourism minister is under fire for saying women shouldn't wear skirts. In his defense, that's just what he learned in his previous job as Hillary Clinton's fashion consultant. Hey, tourism jerk from India, nobody gives a f***. Thanks, everybody. We have a new episode of the Reynolds Report for you every weekday. Be sure to check out NSS Live, starring Frank D'Angelo, and his celebrity talk panel featuring hockey legend Phil Esposito every Tuesday and Thursday right here on NSS.